So how do we solve these issues, especially with the need for more affordable housing that's also sustainable? That's exactly what today's architects are working on. I'm lucky enough to have one of them here with me. Eve Nnaji is an architect here in Lagos who specializes in creating environmentally friendly designs. So hello Eve, it's so good to meet you and I'm so excited to speak with you about this topic. So my question is, what are the challenges that you think Lagos is currently facing when it comes to housing?
The big question is, where are we going to put all these people? If we look at the housing crisis right now, we realize that a lot of the land is the available land is the land that is really intense to build on. And so we're seeing the effects right now of people not being able to afford their suitable spaces and people looking for available spaces. And as the environment becomes more intense with heat and flooding, we're seeing people's houses succumb to lots of damage. I think I kind of challenge that. We have a lot of space. Lagos it's a really big city and it's really developed, but we have a lot of empty spaces. These are spaces that are abandoned or on hold, massive structures that can actually house even 1,000 people. But we're not utilizing our space properly and therefore we're looking for new spaces to build. We need to get real, and the reality is building for our climate. So I think historically, if you look at the indigenous architecture pre-colonially, you'll find that there was a massive range of forms and of materials. So for example, in the north, you had more taller structures that had openings at the top that let wind in and were able to cool these spaces. Whereas in the east, you had what we call wattle and dub, where they realized that the clay was not strong enough to compact by itself, but they had to pair it with bamboo. So these two structures are extremely different because these two communities understood exactly what their environment had to offer, and they built for that climate. So you have Lagos, which is shouting as the beacon of opportunity, and it's attracting a lot of people. We need to have intercity communication and interstate agreement. Lagos can't work in isolation at bettering itself. It needs to work in partnership with other states. It needs to set examples also as to how it's dealing with its housing crisis, its housing problem, and aim to replicate these solutions in other cities. What you'll see is that when these states start to come together and realize that the population problem is not just one state, but it's a national problem, you'll see that funding will be directed to the right place.